What's going on, everybody? It is Big L56 here, bringing you our Week 9 team builder for the Season 7 of the WPF Gyarados League. This week, we are playing our good friend BigSchoen and his Tennessee Red Gyarados. And his team's in front of you. It's a really, really scary team. He's got his signature Mega Gyarados, Clefable, Hippowdon, Excadrill, Tangrowth, Porygon Z, Heliolisk, Chandelure, Girder, Drapion, and Archeops. Team at a glance, Excadrill and Sand is always a problem. Hippowdon, a Pokemon that we've used before, really, really bulky, can be a great Rocky Helmet user, gets reliable recovery, can set rocks, can whirlwind potential setup threats out. So you're never really safe to set up a sub or try to set up whenever it's around. Those two work really well together. Mega Gyarados, again, like I said, it's his signature Pokemon. He drafts it almost every league. He knows how to use it. He knows how to use it extremely well. He knows how to save it, so it can sit in the back and get a Dragon Dance off at the right time and just sweep your team. Clefable, one of the most versatile Pokemon in draft with an amazing move pool. It can be a, really, really good cleric with, things like Heal Bell, Bush Pass. It also gets Moonlight, and Soft Boiled can set up Calm Minds and be really, really hard to take down while also sweeping your team. Tangrowth, another mon that we've used before in the past, really, really good with a defensive wall with a Rocky Helmet. Can also be a pretty good special wall if you want to run an Assault Vest. With that Regenerator ability, you can swap out, get some more HP back, come back in. And it's got a pretty decent move pool as well, access to things like Knockoff, Earthquake, a lot of poison moves on the special and physical side. You need to figure out if it's special or physical. If it's got special or physical moves pretty early. Try to figure out how you want to go about, pivoting around it. Porygon Z, another Pokemon that can hit super hard. Gets a pretty good move pool, and then that Stab Tri-Attack can hit super hard if it's rocking a choice specs. Heliolisk, another Pokemon that, again, we've used before. Really, really diverse Pokemon. It gets a really good move pool. It's going to be a fast electric type. It's going to hit hard with moves if it comes. Chandelure, another one. Ghost and Fire is a good typing. Can be a Calm Mind set, can be a Hex set, can also be a Choice Scarf or Choice Spec set and really tear through your team. Girder, one of the best low tier Pokemon in draft. The thing is so bulky with an Eviolite, and if it's just max HP Eviolite with attack, with max attack, it can really, really tear through your team. And if you accidentally give it a Guts boost, it can really, really just punch holes in teams. Drapion, Poison Dark is such a really good typing. Only has one weakness, and that being Ground. Another Pokemon, it can set Spikes. It can set Toxic Spikes. It can Stab Knockoff. It can be a pretty underrated Scarfer. Could be a good Swords Dance user. And like I said, Poison Dark is such a good typing, and it's a pretty good offensive typing as well. Archeops, that flying rock type, it's a really, really good lead. It's a fast Pokemon, and if it's above 50% HP, it hits super duper hard if it, before its defeatist ability gets activated. So whenever we were building for this team, the biggest threats I saw to the team were Excadrill and Clefable. Potentially Archeops depending on the set he brought. I didn't think Heliolisk would come. I didn't do a whole lot of prep for it. I figured, we have Palisand that just hard walls it with both its stabs. Even if I run especially defensive Palisand, even that hard walls anything except for maybe a Spec Surf. I'm pretty sure we had a chance to live a Spec Surf. I don't remember. I don't think the Porygon Z comes. I could see the Girder coming maybe. But, at a glance, if I was going to guess at what mons he would bring, I would say the Mega Gyarados comes, the Clefable comes, Hippowdon, I would say his top 4 Mons, Mega Gyarados, Clefable, Hippowdon, and Excadrill. I would say those 4 definitely come. If he brings Hippowdon and Tangrowth, I think it's most likely that the Tangrowth is going to be AV. If for whatever reason he doesn't bring Hippowdon, I could see it being Rocky Helmet to wall the Mega Lopunny. But after those main 4, I could see Tangrowth coming, I could see Chandelure coming, I could see Drapion coming. Really, the only 2 Pokemon I wouldn't really see him bringing would be Heliolisk or Porygon Z. But those, like I said, those main 4 are the 4 that I definitely expect to see. So moving over to our team, make sure that looks okay. We're actually going to be bringing Sarina offensively this week. I really wanted to find an opportunity to run an offensive Sarina. We've been using her the same way, it seems like, every single week. Bulky, defensive, assault vest. Don't get me wrong, it's been really good for us so far. But we're running max attack, 236 speed, Jolly, with knockoff U-turn, aromatherapy, and power whip. Normally we would run Trop Kick, but I figured, if we're running offensive, I'm going to need that extra power for Power Whip. Trop Kick just wasn't getting enough damage on Mons that we really wanted to get that extra damage off on. Things like Hippowdon, things like Mega Gyarados, things like Excadrill, things we really wanted to get that extra power on. Now, don't get me wrong, being able to drop the attack of a Gyarados or an Excadrill would be really nice, but I don't see him leaving them in on us anyway, so we figured Power Whip, if we needed to have that extra punch, was really going to come in handy. Aromatherapy, just because I couldn't really think of a good 4th move. I think I originally had Play Rough on there, but then later we were thinking, what are you really clicking Play Rough on? That Power Up doesn't really do the same amount of damage to, so we were like, let's just go with Aromatherapy, because if Vaporeon gets toxic, it could get really worn down, and then we lose our best answer to switching on Excadrill or something like that. The 236 speed, I believe that's enough outspeed to outrun an adamant Mega Gyarados at +1. A lot of our speed tiers are to outspeed that we can't quite outspeed Jolly Mega Gyarados at +1, so we're going to try to outspeed adamant Mega Gyarados at +1 to force him to be Jolly. Next up is Vaporeon, yet again, max HP, max defense, Impish this time. We're not running Flip Turn. If you look at his team, you see that he has his team is very susceptible to being burned. Things like Excadrill, Drapion, Mega Gyarados, those things don't want to be burned at all. So we're bringing Scald this week. If we can snag a burn on something like the Excadrill or the Mega Gyarados, that'd go a long way towards mitigating those really big threats to us. But we're still going to go with Wish, Protect, and then we're also going with Haze. One thing we don't want to have happen is to just let Pokemon set up for free on us. So we don't want that Mega Gyarados being able to Dragon Dance. We don't want that Excadrill being able to Swords Dance right in our faces. So Haze can kind of mitigate that. Also, if the Clefable is like a bulky defensive Calm Mind set, we can bring this in, haze it, and really get rid of all those boosts, which would be really nice, because that's a set we're really worried about, is that Calm Mind Clefable. Next up is Mega Lopunny. Mega Lopunny is of course coming again this week. 12 HP, 252 attack, 244 speed, Jolly. Again, that is to outrun Jolly Mega Gyarados, Adamant Mega Gyarados at +1. Sorry. No, that's to outspeed Excadrill at -1 in the sand, I do believe. If it's Adamant. You can't outrun it if it's Jolly, but if it's Adamant in the sand at -1, because we do have webs. Spoiler alert, Galvantula is coming. With Fake Out U-Turn, Iron Tail, and Close Combat, if he does bring Clefable at max HP, max defense, this has a roll in our favor to 2-hit KO, I believe. I think the roll was something like 46 to 53. I think it's a roll like it's like a 51% chance to 2-hit KO, something like that. And then Close Combat, Close Combat hits the Excadrill super hard, hits Mega Gyarados super hard, Chandelure, since we're scrappy, hits Chandelure super hard. So it hits a lot of his team really hard, hits Drapion for neutral damage. So nothing crazy to go about here. Next up is Ahsoka, Togekiss, bringing her again. She's rocking the heavy duty boots this week because we are bringing it's a more offensive set, but it's an offensive but also kind of bulky set. At 224 HP with max speed and 32 special attack. That HP investment lets us live an Iron Head from a non-item boosting Excadrill. So if we need to live that hit, we can potentially. We can every time. Unless we find out that he's like Expert Belt, which is something that he likes to run a lot on his Excadrill. Or if he's Life Orb or Banded, then we can't live that no matter what we do. This is to just help us live that hit if he's not a boosting item. And we're going Air Slash, Dazzling Gleam, Soft Boiled. So we don't want to make ourselves able to be hit by those ground attacks. And Nasty Plot. If we find a chance to maybe get a Nasty Plot up, then we could really punch holes in his team. You know, not a lot of pet things on his team want to take an Air Slash and a Dazzling Gleam. So if we get our position, a good position to maybe get a Nasty Plot up, we can really punch holes in his team after that Excadrill is gone. Next up is Galvantula. With, again, the heavy-duty boots. This is, again, a more offensive set. 104 HP, 252 special attack, 152 speed. That is to outspeed Jolly or timid Porygon Z. We can't outspeed any of his other like major. We can't outspeed. We can't outspeed the Heliolisk. We can't outspeed the Archeops. But we can outspeed Porygon Z and Drapion with this set, which is really all we need to outspeed. We can't outspeed like a +1 Excadrill. We can't outspeed a +1 Mega Gyarados, so there's no sense in trying. Thunder, Bug Buzz, Energy Ball, and Sticky Web. Energy Ball is there in case I need to get chip damage off on the Excadrill or the Hippowdon. If he shows us that regularly his switch into this is Hippowdon, then we can just try to pick it off, get a nice chunk of damage off with Energy Ball. And Sticky Webs, just because I didn't think pivoting around would be something we could do with the 2 ground types. So I thought, for a 4th move, why not just go with Sticky Webs? If we have an opportunity to get them up and slow something like that Excadrill down, that'd be really, really nice. And nothing on his team besides those 2 ground types. I really want to take a Thunder. If the tank growth is an Assault Vest, even it doesn't want to take these Thunders. Galvantula is really, really strong with Compound Eyes, making those Thunders a lot more accurate. I think it's like 93% accurate, something like that. And then moving on to our last Pokemon, we have the Heatran. It's not Shookaberry. I don't know why it still says Shookaberry. We switched it to Leftovers at the last minute. Originally, I did have it Shookaberry, and this is an older pace because it has 252 defense. We switched that to Special Defense. So it is a especially defensive Heatran, not a defensive one. And I believe it is it's also a special defense boosting nature, not bold. It's not bold. Taunt is so we can switch it in on Clef. If it is Calm Mind, we can say no sir to that. Not letting you set up Calm Minds. Stealth Rock, Lava Plume, again, that's just for that extra chance to get a burn. Because, like I said, whenever we talked about Vaporeon and Scald, he is very susceptible to burn. And Earth Power, that's mainly for Chandelure, so Chandelure can't just switch in for free. So, that's basically the team. I think we got a pretty good shot this week. We really need to turn it around. We're down to 5-3. We really need to turn it around, get to 6-3. We can get our first goal of the season, which was get to 500. And it would be nice to be able to beat Big Shane. We've never beaten him before, so being able to beat him would be really nice. And that would get us to 3-1 against the other division in our conference, which would be really, really good. If you'd have told me before the season, hey, you'll go 2-2 against that conference, I'd have taken it. But we can do better than that. We can go 3-1. And I think I like this team. Shout outs to TRT77 and ASDF for helping me build. Normally I would ask Big Shane or T4U and T4U to help me out, but obviously can't ask Big Shane, because we're playing each other, and he got to T4U before me this week, so he couldn't really help me build against him because he knew what the other guy was bringing. I've worked with TRT77 before. I trust him. He knows what he's doing. And ASDF, who we battled last week, he knows his stuff really, really well, and him and BigSchoen are in a really, really close battle for the division. So I figured, you know what? He has a really big stake in me potentially beating him as well. So he would have a desire to help me beat him. And so shout outs to them. I'll have a link to all the other creators down below in the description. Also have a link to the Discord if you're not from there. Want to come check it out. Sorry all my videos have kind of been rushed lately. I switched shifts at work and I'm still kind of adjusting to going back into second shift mode as opposed to third shift mode. So I'm starting to adjust a little bit more. Content will be getting back to more regular. Hell, I'm even recording this video after the battle has already taken place. So I'm trying not to spoil anything, trying not to say anything that might give anything away. But like I said, links down below. Make sure you follow them. If you're not from the Discord, come in, say hi. Really chill group. You want to ask some questions about Mom, there's a lot of really knowledgeable people in there. I'm going to start going back to more scheduled uploads and stuff like that. Sorry for the rush stuff. We will catch you guys later. Have a good one.